Tuath Irish whiskey glass. Time to order yours. Wait for the whiskey whistle. What up, my whiskey people? Mark here from WhiskyWhistle on YouTube, sharing a little whiskey awesomeness from Winnipeg, the center of North America, bringing you Tuath. Tuath, the Irish whiskey glass, made obviously for Irish whiskey. I'm sure it'll work great for everything though. We're going to check this out. We are going to try some Irish whiskey in the Irish whiskey glass called Tuath. Tuath, by the way, means people or a country, nation or people. Tuath, it looks like Tuath, Tuath, but it's pronounced Tuath. Anyway, we're also going to test that. We're going to compare it to the standard Glencairn glass and see how it compares in terms of strength of smell and the enjoyment of the palate. And a quick shout out. This shout out goes to the Celtic Ranch. TheCelticRanch.com might be the only place that you can get it shipped to Canada, is from there. Of course, they'll ship to anywhere in continental US, but the Celtic Ranch, they sent me a card, and I'd like to read that because it's just so nice of them that they sent this to me. Whoops, as I drop it. Classic Mark, right? Okay. Mark, thank you for shopping with the Celtic Ranch. Your purchase makes a big difference to our small business. We hope you enjoy your new glass. From Jessica. Thanks a lot, Jessica. What whiskey are we going to pour in that? I've got some new Irish whiskey I want to try out. And that is West Cork Peat Charred Cask. Now, I will review the whiskey separately in a different video using the glass. But right now, we're just going to be comparing the two glasses, trying out the West Cork. By the way, this is 43%. Peaty, but very differently peaty. I mentioned in the previous video about the live, about Rock's Whiskey Chilling Stones. Check that out if you missed it. There's something interesting in that case. Maybe I'll just show that very briefly. Why not? Okay, so we have some bourbon barrel aged coffee. Not smoked, but bourbon barrel aged. And it actually has a slight fermented note. So very interesting. I'm really excited to try that. But what I find with this one, because it's a peat charred cask, peat acts very differently with the whiskey as opposed to smoking, peating the malt. Without further ado, let's get that poured. Beautiful punt on that bottle, by the way. Look at that. Into the Tuath whiskey glass. And yeah, we're going to pour a nice generous pour. That might be a little bit over 30 milliliters. Certainly beautiful. And a lovely shape, hey? A little bit more, what's the word? Prominent at the bottom. And there's a reason why they designed it that way. We'll talk about that too. Well, I guess I better pour some in a Glencairn. And I'll take care of that note for now. Okay, here we go. I better pour a nice amount in there too, otherwise I can't compare them, right? Now, I believe West Cork is natural in color. No info about chill filtering, but we'll talk about that in the next video. I'll put that over there. And we'll let it sit for just a minute. Let's check out a little bit of information from Tuath. So this is from the website tuathglass.ie. If you search for Tuath whiskey glass, then you'll find the website. Tuath, from the Old Irish for family or nation, is a conical-shaped nosing and tasting glass for whiskey that functions superbly by concentrating and capturing all the aromas and flavors that make Irish whiskey unique. This is very interesting. The generosity of Irish spirit. Okay, so the spirit of Irish people is reflected in the enhanced chamber capacity, delivering a more generous drinking experience. Now, very interestingly, on the why, this is quite cool. Why did they make this glass? And I think I'll just hold it because it looks so cool. And we'll talk about the base, which looks like the Star Destroyer from Star Wars. Okay, with the rebirth of Irish whiskey production, the development of new world-class distilleries, visitor centers, and the Irish whiskey tourism trail, it's time for a contemporary glass to become the iconic symbol unifying Irish whiskey drinkers around the world. Very, very cool. Well done. Great idea. I think it's beautiful. It also looks beautiful. It is absolutely gorgeous. The base is so unique and asymmetrical left to right, at least if you look at it from the one side. Check that out online. One more thing I want to read, which is on their website. It's called How. Our glass is as much about emotion as it is about technicality. But here's the science bit anyway. Okay, so why is it the shape that it is? Aroma is a very important part to the experience of a whiskey. Traditional wide-brimmed tumblers cause aromas to diffuse too widely. Tulip-shaped nosing glasses narrowly concentrate of all the vapors and can cause ethanol to punch in the eyes and nose. The conical shape of the Tuath concentrates the vapors, while its slightly wider opening and flared top lets more of the alcohol vapors flow out, allowing you to nose the center of the glass without alcohol burn and the whiskey to express its hidden aromas and flavors. They stemmed it so that you can actually enjoy the color without getting fingerprints and smudges on the bowl. To touch, the Tuath stem provides a secure anchor for the thumb. I guess I'm holding that wrong. Of course, there's no wrong way to hold it. But yeah, you can hold it like that. You can even just hold it at the bottom like so. Very secure. I think I will hold it like this. So interesting hold. You taste. The larger chamber of the Tuath allows whiskey drinkers to move seamlessly from a tasting experience to a drinking experience. So that's interesting that they are talking about both of these activities as being separate and different. And I think for many people they are the tasting, sipping, little tiny sips, and aeration, so that you can really get to know how the whiskey tastes. But then at some point, well, you just want to drink it, right? This is what this glass is made for. Suitable for tasting, suitable for drinking. The fine rim of the Tuath glass elegantly sits on the surface of the lip, while also allowing the alcohol vapors to escape from the mouth, enhancing the taste of the whiskey. All right, so that's all the jargon from their website. Beautiful website, by the way. Well done. Very excited to try this. So first of all, let's see how it smells. This West Cork peated Irish single malt whiskey. Well, peat charred cask, right? Okay, so unmistakably an Irish single malt, by the way. I really like West Cork. The last time I reviewed West Cork was together with the Scotch Test Dummies. In fact, I think that was 2 years and about 6 months ago, I think. Yeah, I think so. Cheers, dummies. Okay. And true to its design, you don't really get any strong alcohol vapors coming here. All I'm getting is the beautiful vanilla, that smoked sort of, what can I call it? Hay bales the next year after they have been covered with snow, melted, had a bit of fermentation go on, and they start to disintegrate, and they have a really, really unique aroma. You can see these beautiful hay bales all over Manitoba, and I've sat on them, played on them, earthy, somewhat sweet, somewhat herbal, grassy note, obviously. Anyway, Beautiful nose. Now let's compare that to the Glencairn. Yeah, I don't get as much of the sweetness and that nice smoky fermented sweet grassy aroma. Here I'm getting more of a dryness coming from the whiskey. Beautiful. So there obviously must be some truth to this design and the way it is flared, allowing the alcohol vapors to kind of dissipate away from the glass while allowing the scent compounds, whatever those are, to come straight up, right through the middle and be focused in the center of the glass right there. Very nice. And a quick shout out to another friend of mine, Iladdie. Rumbout, I believe is his name. I call him Rom. So hi Rom, how are you doing? Check out Iladdie, Iladdie. He actually did a very comprehensive review of a bunch of different glasses, including the Tuath, and of course Glencairn and Copitas, etc., etc. I won't tell you his conclusions, but I think he liked this one. All right, anyway, so beautiful, just beautiful aroma. And this is really concentrating that char. Whereas here I'm getting the malt, I'm getting vanilla, I'm getting some orchard fruits, I'm getting that grassy, fermented grassy sweet note. All right, well, time to try tasting it, okay? Cheers, everybody. It certainly rolls into the palate very gently, very cleanly. So you get to that point, right? And then you can really control how much you drop in there. So I should be able to get myself a single drop. The Glencairn is really hard to do that, by the way. It comes out much faster. Yeah, it just kind of pours right out. The flavor, by the way, of this West Cork is very, very nice. And I have to say, this is my favorite West Cork of the two that I've tried. And I've noticed that it gets pretty good reviews. I think this came out about a year ago, maybe 2 years. It just showed up in Manitoba. I wonder how long they had it in their warehouse. Okay, anyway, back to the palate. Yeah. You can sip very, very tiny sips here. And I think it rivals the Peugeot whiskey glass, the Impitoyable, in terms of the enjoyment of the palate and the way it hits your tongue. Beautiful finish on this West Cork. So yes, excellently designed for tasting. Well, should we try drinking and see how it goes? Cheers, everyone. Yeah, you can take a nice mouthful. Whether or not there's alcoholic vapors hitting my nose at the point in time that I'm sipping, seems to be that you're not getting overpowered on your nose as you're sipping down the whiskey. All right, let's try tasting with the Glencairn, which of course, as you know, I do like a lot. I use that for a lot of my regular reviews. I'll definitely switch to the Tuath for all of my Irish whiskey videos coming up from now on. And if I do see some French whiskey, then for sure I will use the Impitoyable because I really like them. And you'll see me use these once in a while because I have two of them. So that makes it easy to compare two different things in a similar glass. Anyway, so the Glencairn. I find it, you really cannot control how much you're sipping as well. Not as well. And the same whiskey comes off as drier in the Glencairn as opposed to the malty, sweet, subtly smoky, delicious, wonderful single malt that I'm tasting from the Tuath. Can it be so different? What I think is happening here is I'm getting less on my tongue because of that flare. It's spreading it out over a wider area, a wider surface area on my tongue, not hitting that spot that seems to be focusing on the dryness as the Glencairn. I'll say there's just no competition here. In my estimation, I believe the Tuath to be a superior glass. Is that a great glass? Sure, it's great. What about this one then? It's excellent. So should we give the Tuath a rating? Let's do that. For style, I'll give this a 9 out of 10. I think it is very unique. It really grows on me. Oh yeah, by the way, this shape is not designed after the Star Destroyer. The beautiful contemporary stem was inspired by the iconic Irish landmark of Skellig Michael. That's a beautiful green, rocky little islet. I think it's the southwest corner of Ireland. It's kind of similar in shape. That's supposed to represent. So that's very cool. Anyway, it's a talking piece, right? Anyway, so the style, 9 out of 10. The nose, 10 out of 10. The palate, excellent as well. I'm going to give that 9.5 out of 10. Overall enjoyment, about the same, 9.5 out of 10 for sure. It takes a bit of getting used to the base as to how you want to hold it. Of course, you can hold it by the bowl, but again, you'll smudge it up. In terms of value for money, the price is not too bad. Oh, they have a whole section on whiskey gifts and accessories. So the Tuath Irish whiskey glass, $16.95 US. So about double the price of your Glencairn in US funds, maybe even a little bit more than double. Style-wise, depending on the person, they may like the simplicity of the Glencairn or they may like the uniqueness of that Tuath. All right, so the final verdict on the Tuath, the Irish whiskey glass, well, 96 out of 100. It's a fantastic whiskey glass. It is a little more expensive than your Glencairn, but I would say it's probably more reasonable than the ultra high-end glass makers' whiskey glasses, say from Rydell. So I think that's great value for money, and I really love the fact that it's made to unify the Irish whiskey industry, that it's made to be an example of Irish design using Irish elements in how it's made, that they have taken the Irish drinking style in account when making the glass, making that a much more generous volume that you can pour in there. You can probably very easily fit 3 ounces in there comfortably and not feel like you're going to spill your whiskey. Hope you enjoyed that. Run out and grab one. Tell me what you think of the Tuath Irish whiskey glass. I posted some pictures of the unboxing and the receipt of that on Instagram, and about 25% of people responded that they wanted to get the Tuath whiskey glass. So that's very cool. Big thanks to my wife for making sure that that arrived safely, and she opened it and the kids didn't break it, so thank goodness. On a sad note, in addition to the $16, of course, I had to pay shipping, and then DHL, tisk DHL, they charge me $16 to process $3 of GST. That's a Canadian sales tax, goods and services tax. So I paid the $16.95. I paid something like, I don't know, $30 in shipping. And then I paid another $20, I think US, in DHL service fees and GST. So 30 and 20, that's 50, 67. This is like $100 Canadian whiskey glass that I'm enjoying here. Of course, that's what the net cost was to me, the gross cost. But, you know, probably if you were to buy that in a Canadian store, that would be about $25, I would bet. And I think it's a great glass for $25 Canadian. Anyway, rambling here. Check out Celtic Ranch. Check them out. Check out the website for that one, which is tuathglass.ie. So check out that out. Get one as soon as you can. Tell me your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bell so you're notified of the future Whiskey Whistles. That's the best possible way for you to help my channel, is by clicking that bell. Of course, tell your friends. That would be nice. And if you've enjoyed this, join me on Patreon, patreon.com/WhiskyWhistle. Become a patron. Fuel this channel. You'll get advanced viewing of the videos. You'll also get your name in the credits, which are coming up right next. So you can check that out. And if you happen to be in Winnipeg, then come join the Winnipeg Whiskey Club. And don't forget to check out that last video, which was of the Rocks Whiskey Chilling Stones. Next up, what is going to be next? I think it's going to be this Old Pulteney, one of the new ones, Huddart. We'll check that out next. All right, take care, everybody. We'll see you for the next one. Goodbye now. Thanks for watching Whiskey Whistle. Be sure to subscribe, and don't forget to give this video a like and leave a comment down below. Be sure to stay tuned next time to join me, the host of the show, Mark, as I explore more whiskeys with you. Take care now, and we'll see you next time.